So good morning. I hope you all are having a great day. It is going to be 87 degrees. I am so excited. It's been cold and wet and rainy, and now it's going to be absolutely gorgeous today. And can you hear my washer and dryer going? It is already going. I am ready. I'm up for the day. I did my workout. I'm going to show you my plants that I'm super excited about. They're looking so good, and I did some gardening. And remember, I repotted a bunch of herbs, so excited. And a little bell pepper plant came home with me by accident. I do not know how I got it in my cart. I do not. Anyway, it's here with me, and so we're gonna grow some green peppers. And I showed these to you yesterday, and they're just so happy. I love them so much. Anyway, so let's start our day. And I think today's the day I'm gonna make the honeycomb pasta. So I will try and video some of that or take some pictures of it. I will share it with you because I'm super excited about that. That is on my menu plan. And okay, so we need to start our day. I will see you in a little bit. Bye. This is a little plant check. So this is my rosemary, my petunias, my jalapenos, my daisies, my dill, some more daisies. And my other lavender I put out directly into the sun. These are my tomatoes, the big and the little. This is garden sage. This is my peppermint that came back from last year. And this one was an accident. This pepper was in our cart. I did not put it in there. She came home with us, so we'll see. It was meant to be. This is mint. I'm gonna make little tags for all these. And this lavender came back from last year. And then I have some curled Italian parsley and dill and cilantro and some basil. And then one of my favorites is the purple basil. And over here we have the rosemary, and they all smell so beautiful. And I have lavender, some more lavender in some more pots, but I have to drill some holes in them so they don't buckle when they get filled with water. And this is I don't know if I've ever showed this to you. This is my strawberry patch. It's very large. It feeds all the squirrels very heartily. So you notice all the flowers? I'm going to have lots of strawberries. Well, hello everybody. It is now midday and it is 84 degrees. It is so beautiful outside. I can't even express how happy this makes me. This makes me so happy. But it is midday and I need some coffee, and I want to show you my new coffee. So hold on. Okay, so when I was in the store, I saw this and I bought it, and I have to tell you, I love it. It is such a great coffee. So if you see this, buy it now because it's $6.99, and you know that that's gonna go up after everybody has tried it. But this is a really good coffee. So if you see this, get some. IHOP, who doesn't like International House of Pancakes coffee? And did you ever notice that that's a face? Okay, I'm gonna start my coffee. And in my coffee, I'm gonna do 2 pumps of this skinny cookie dough syrup. And I'm gonna use, this is the cup I am using, dog approved. So I'm going to make a full cup of coffee. And I open these up, my K-cups, and I put them in my compost pile, and I put that in my garden. I put the coffee grounds in my dirt for my plants and my vegetables. And then I recycle this. Isn't that just a beautiful sound? When my puppy pulled apart her toy, this was the squeaky. It's a heart. Is that precious? a little red heart. I am working on organizing my pantry, and I needed some organizing containers, and when I was out I saw these little ones, and these I'm going to use upstairs for other things. I noticed that I was lacking these when I was trying to organize my rubber bands and bobby pins, but then I got these bigger ones, and I have even bigger ones out in the garage for my pantry, and that's coming along. I just took everything out and I went through all the expiration dates, and then I had to put everything back in because then it was time to start dinner. This was yesterday, but it is coming along. And this is the Dutch oven that I used to make my sourdough bread, and I love this, and I'm going to be feeding my sourdough starter because it's time. And I'm also going to start my aria, and I'm going to put some frankincense and lavender in it, and I might even put a little bit of calming in it. Okay, so in my area diffuser, I put some Stress Away, frankincense, and lavender, and then you put the beautiful glass over it, the glass dome, and then you take the remote control and you press on. So, do you use a diffuser? I'm always curious. Or do you use wax melts or candles or things like that? And also, Easter is coming up, and I have a question. Are you all going to cook Easter dinner? I usually always cook Easter dinner, but lately we have been starting a new tradition, which I will tell you about next week. And it's super exciting, and it's special for us. So, I am not cooking, but we are celebrating Easter, and I will let you know what we do. Let me know what you do. Look at this beautiful sourdough starter. I'm going to take some out, some discard, and then I'm going to add a half a cup of distilled water and a half a cup of my flour. I just wanted to show you. It is, oh my gosh, look at the bubbles. It's alive, it's alive. So I'm not going to make bread this week, just with Easter coming up, but I will make some next week. That will be the plan. So I'm going to take some out, about half, and then I'm going to add half a cup of distilled water and a half a cup of the unbleached flour that I have in my semi-organized pantry. Okay, so I just kind of brought this in, and some of you may not even know what I'm talking about, but I had started a sourdough starter a month or so ago, and it actually made sourdough bread. So this is a really good sourdough starter. I added a half a cup of distilled water already, and then I'm going to add another half a cup of my all-purpose. This is the flour that I'm using, the unbleached white all-purpose flour. So let me put that in. And then I'm going to mix that up. I have my discard right here, and you can do all sorts of things with this. I made chocolate chip cookies with this. No, I made chocolate chip cookies, and I made lemon blueberry muffins and chocolate chip muffins with that, and they came out excellent. So I'm gonna stir this up, and then I'm gonna put it back in the refrigerator, and then next week when I'm ready for it, I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, so I was able to mix it up really well with this knife. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe around the edges, and then I'm going to put it back in the refrigerator, and then we're going to start on my chicken. Okay, so I have some olive oil, and I'm going to squirt the bottom of the pan with it. And what you do is you lift it up and you push it down, and you lift it up and you push it down. You get like a suction. And then you take the lid off and you just spray it. That is my olive oil, like that. Okay, I'm gonna put my chicken on and I'm gonna show you. Since I'm going to make chicken instead of giant meatballs, I'm gonna make a tomato, garlic, basil chicken. I think that will go nice with the pasta. And this is one of the best tasting flavorings for chicken. It is such a great marinade mix. You just add a little oil to it and then you put it all over the chicken. And it comes out tasting so good and it smells so yummy. And I think this will be nice with the pasta, the honeycomb pasta. And I've got my springform pan ready. The McCormick's tomato and basil marinade is all over the chicken. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid on it and then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator until I'm ready to put it in the oven. So it can marinate in this until it's ready to cook. And then it'll cook at about 375 for 30 minutes, not long. And so this is going to sit in the refrigerator and it's going to just marinate in this. And now I'm going to start my honeycomb pasta. So this is semi-organized. I had taken everything out, checked all the expiration dates, and I had to put everything back in because I had, you know, things I had to do. I couldn't have this all over the place. But I got these boards and I cut them and I put them on top of this wire because I do not like these wire shelves. And I had some boards that I had taken out of some of my cabinets that were in the way, and I used the board here. This is a foam board, and then this is a board, and then these are my favorite mints from Costco. I'm going to transfer these into a smaller container, and it's not done. It's semi-organized, so all the expired things are out of here, and I have to be more mindful of my products and not let things get expired. But I'm also veering away, which I've said, from processed food. I am trying not to buy as much processed food anymore. I really, really love to cook healthy for my family. And the McCormick marinade that I put on my chicken is actually a safe company for one of my children that have life-threatening food allergies. They are made on dedicated lines, safe from nuts. So that is something I really, really appreciate from companies. But saying that, I am trying to veer away from processed food. Slowly. This is the honeycomb pasta recipe that I'm going to be using, and it seems simple enough. So what I'm first going to do is, I'm not going to preheat the oven just yet. Well, I might. I don't know if I want to make it and then reheat it. It's a little early. So I'm going to boil I'm going to cook the pasta. I'm going to set it all up into my springform pan, which is right here. It's pink, of course. And so I'm going to do all that. Line the entire pan with the cooked rigatoni pasta, making sure it is tightly fit and snug. And then sprinkle the cheese all over the pasta, making sure some of the cheese also falls inside the rigatoni. I even saw some directions where they would actually stick like thick pieces of like string cheese down the little tube. Coat the entire pan with the leftover tomato sauce, cover the top with more cheese, bake for 20 to 25 minutes or until, you know what, I just might make it all in time. And I do have fresh basil. Okay, so this sounds easy enough. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, so the rigatoni has boiled to al dente, and while I was waiting for it to boil, I made some chocolate chip cookie brownies. So I'm gonna throw these in the oven while I put together the honeycomb pasta. Okay, so it says to drain the pasta, add it back into the pot, put some oil in it, and then add some Italian seasoning. And I do have some really great Italian seasoning right here that I'm going to put on it, and probably a little garlic too. I have the oil and the seasoning on here. Now I'm going to mix it all up, and I'm going to fit it snugly into the spring form pan. And my chocolate chip brownies are in the oven. My chicken is marinating in the refrigerator, and I think we're good. Next, it says to put oil on the bottom and then the spaghetti sauce. So I'm going to spread this around the bottom, and then I'm going to get the spaghetti sauce, a layer of spaghetti sauce on the bottom. And as you can hear, my coffee machine is calling me, so I just may make another cup of coffee while I'm doing this. And that'll give the noodles just a second to cool off just a little bit, because they will be rather hot. So I layered it with oil and then some spaghetti sauce, and I have the Good and Gather organic marinara pasta sauce that I'm using. So I have the pasta snugly fit in my springform pan, and I have some left over. Maybe my pan isn't as big as they normally use in the recipe, but this is as good as it's gonna get, I think. I don't think I can stuff any more in, because then they start to squeeze shut. So I want them to remain open. And these are my chocolate chip brownies. Doing good. So this is the cheese I'm going to be using, and I'm gonna try and get it in the holes as much as I can, and then sprinkle it all over the top, because it says sprinkle the cheese all over the pasta, making sure some of the cheese also falls into the rigatoni. Coat the entire pan with the leftover tomato sauce. Cover the top with more cheese. Bake for 20 to 25 minutes. Remove and let cool for at least 10. Okay, so I will do the cheese, the sauce, and then more cheese. I took some string cheese out and I cut it and I stuck it in the rigatoni. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And then I put a layer of cheese, and then a layer of sauce, and then more cheese. And now I'm gonna put it into the oven. And I had just pulled out my cookie brownies. Perfect timing. So now I'm gonna put the pasta in, but I think I'm gonna put it over this cookie sheet so it doesn't bubble over and make a mess in my oven. Salad time. This is the salad I am serving before dinner tonight. Avocado, cheese, lettuce, tomato. The buzzer went off, and this is what it looks like. Let me pull it out. And here is the tomato basil chicken that I think pairs beautifully with the pasta and the salad. And I've also made some burnt Brussels sprouts here. So with that, I think I'm going to call it a night, and I'm going to throw this up on the YouTubes, and I hope you have a fabulous evening, morning, afternoon, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.